Hi everybody! In this video I'm going to talk about window management in STK. Whether you're a veteran user or a new user to STK, I think it really is an underrated skill. So I'm just going to go through a few tips and tricks that you can use to really make the most of your STK window real estate. Okay, let's get started. So the first thing that I'm going to go through is this view menu at the top. So this is really just the go-to for all of the key windows that you're going to be using in STK. So your timeline view, object browser. You can even make new 3D graphics windows, 3D and 2D graphics windows, which I think people don't realize. So say I wanted to look at different sides of the earth at the same time. I can just kind of, well, that's not particularly helpful right now, but just for the purpose of demonstration, you can see that I can see two parts of the earth at the same time. Let's say you accidentally delete your timeline view and that was something you needed. Definitely not something to worry about. Your view menu is going to help you out there. So you can just go back, click on the timeline view, and it's right back where you need it. So the next thing that the view menu also helps out with is toolbars. So you can access toolbars through the view menu, or you can also just right click in your toolbar area and find the toolbar that you want. So let's say I'll try and get my globe manager. So you see two things kind of pop down here. That's with your toolbars, you can just drag around and place them wherever you want. And even existing toolbars that pop up in your default scenario, you can also rearrange them as you see fit. Whatever suits the purposes for your scenario. So that's really what the toolbars have in store for you. Another thing to notice is that with your graphics windows, they also have additional toolbars and things to add to them that you can use that aren't in display in the default settings. So if you just right click at the top, you can customize and just add some more things to the top of your toolbar as you need. So the next thing I'm going to go through is the window menu. This is really controlling this central window space here. So you can close graphics windows, you can determine which one is active at a given time. And then my personal favorite are actually these tile menus. I think they're incredibly useful to help see all of the windows that you have already in place. So I use tile vertically, and that's definitely going to be one that you're going to use quite a bit in your STK scenario. So as you can see, it just evenly places all of your windows side by side. Just to show you, tile horizontally does the same thing. It's not super useful right now, but depending on your scenario, it might be quite helpful. And cascade just kind of puts them one after the other. But the window menu is a really nice way to avoid having to manually change the windows that are currently in this central space here. The last thing I'm going to go through is how to actually manage the windows that you're seeing on the sides and in the center of your space. So let's take a look at the timeline view. So as you can see, you can adjust the height and for the object browser, the width. But let's say, as I just did, I accidentally just took off my timeline view, so it was docked. But if I right click here, you see that there's 4 options for your windows. So initially I had it docked to my scenario, and right now it's kind of floating around, so you can just need to drag it to any of these arrows here and you can place it anywhere that you need to. So that's just really good to keep in mind, and it helps you rearrange your windows. So let's say I go to integrated, that just turns these menus into something similar to your graphics windows. So that could be useful just to help move things out of the way. And floating is what it was before when I removed it from the docking space. So just to illustrate how crazy you can make your window if you really need it to be that way, I'll play around with this scenario. So first I'm going to tile all of my windows vertically, and then I'm going to dock this. I'm going to dock this right here. So now my timeline view is on the side. Looks kind of weird. I've moved my object browser, so you see that the window adjusted automatically, and now I'm going to make this integrated, for example, and I'll just change this shape. So I've changed it to this shape, and I'll just drag it over here. So I have my timeline view, my object browser, and my 3 my 3D and my 2D graphics windows. All not in the same place that they started, but just kind of shows you what SDK can do for you with regards to your windows. The last thing I want to do is go through the Autohide option. So first, let me dock the object browser where it was before. And I'll show you how to really make the most of the Autohide option. So when you click Autohide, it creates this little tab on the side that then disappears when you take your mouse off of it. So that's actually really useful because right now, let's say I move that back to the original configuration. Just dock that on the bottom and tile vertically. Right now there's a lot of space that's dedicated to my graphics windows, which is what you want to really see all of your scenarios. And whenever you need the object browser, all you have to do is just hover over it and then it's there for you, and you can, look at the properties, open that, make any adjustments, click OK, and you're back to your window. So the Autohide option is definitely a great option for you if you have a lot of things in your scenario and you just want to focus on a few things at once. You can kind of hide even your timeline view, your object browser, and just really spend your time looking at what you need to look at in any given moment. So that's all I have for you on window management. I hope that was helpful. Thanks for watching and happy scenario making.